Hey, third graders, I'm back. Let's add some more learning onto what we learned on fractions last week. Let's repeat, catch up, think about what we already learned. So we learned last week that the top number of a fraction is called the numerator. And that is how many you're thinking of or how many you shaded. So if I'm working in with 1/2, okay? The top number is the numerator. I'm going to shade in 1, so that has to be my top number. Denominator is the total pieces that you have. How many total do I have? 2. We don't say 1/2 though. That doesn't exist. So we have to say 1/2. But that is usually something you've already learned before in your past, okay? So numerator, denominator, 1 piece out of 2, 1/2, 1/2, those are all the same things, okay? All right, so let's add on to some things that we've already learned. If I've got this, and I haven't even cut it up yet, what is it? If I said it's pie, how much of the pie is it? Hopefully you're thinking of the word whole. So this is the whole pie, the whole thing. Haven't even cut it up yet. Okay, now I'm going to cut it up, but I still want to represent the whole thing, okay? So if I cut it up into, here's 4ths, we're gonna do 8ths. I cut my pie into 8 equal pieces. 8ths, that's how many total I have, right? Okay, well if I shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many did I shade in? 8 pieces. Out of how many? 8 pieces. Hold on, isn't that the whole thing? Yes, that is the whole pie. So we can represent a whole number by saying I have 8 out of 8. Okay? So what you're going to discover today is that if you have the same top number and the same bottom number, that's the same thing as saying that you have 1 whole. Now, typically if I have got a pie and nobody's eaten any of it yet, and I'm walking into a family party, and this pie is already pre-cut into 8 pieces. Nobody's taken any yet. Am I going to go up to someone and say, I've got 8/8 of a pie? No, I'm going to say I have a whole pie. So we don't typically use that 8/8 as 1. We're just showing you what that looks like in number form. So this is the whole thing. You can just put the number 1, but if we tell you to write it in fraction form, that's when you're going to need to count how many pieces there are. So let's try. I'm going to keep this up here. I want you to get a piece of paper and pencil, whiteboard marker, whatever you want to do to draw with. And I want you to draw a pie. I would like you to split that pie into 4 equal pieces. So remember, we're going to do 1/2 and 1/2. All right, so let's say your big brother wakes up and he sees a big pie sitting on the counter. And he's like, oh, I'm so hungry. And he eats the whole thing. How many pieces did he eat? What is that in fraction form? We know he ate the whole thing. He ate all of it. Every single piece. How much are we going to shade? The whole thing. How many pieces were there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many pieces did he eat? 4. So we know he ate 4/4 or 1 whole pie. Get it? All right, let's do one more in circle and square form. So let's do thirds. So you're gonna draw a circle and a square or rectangle. Pause the video if you need time. And I want you to split it into thirds. So 2 lines, 1 less amount of lines for whatever number you need. So if I need thirds, I draw 2 lines. If I needed fourths, I draw 3 lines. Thirds on this one, you kind of know about a peace sign. Kind of looks like that. Okay, so I've got my thirds. What story problem could you come up with? What are we dealing with? What do you want it to be? Pie, brownies, I always think of dessert. Clearly I'm hungry. Pizza, whatever you want it to be. I want you to imagine maybe your dog ate the whole thing. Okay, well, what does that look like in fraction form? What is the fraction for one whole for this picture? Draw that on your whiteboard in number form. What's the fraction? Well, I have 1, 2, 3. So I must have, if I do all of it, I have 3 out of 3, the whole thing. So that is what we're talking about when we're talking about wholes. The last thing we're going to review is some story problems. So get your paper, a new piece of paper, or whiteboard and marker cleared off. All right. I'm going to say that I've got a friend, and his name is Fred. And Fred had 5 marbles. But he was so nice, he gave 3 away. We need to think about how to write this in fraction form. So he had 5 marbles, and he's going to give 3 away. How many does he have left? But in fraction form, okay? So he gave 3 away. 1, 2, 3. Well, how many did he give away? He gave 1, 2, 3 away. Out of how many total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were listening closely, I now know he gave 3/5 away, but I said, how many does he have left? Well, if he gave 3/5 away, how many are not shaded? 2/5 are not shaded. So if you're going to notice, 3/5 and 2/5 are going to be your whole thing, because 3 plus 2 is 5/5, and we just learned that that is 1 whole. So try on your own. We have, we'll say his name is Adam, and this time he's got starbursts. We're going to say he's got 6 starbursts. Let's draw a picture. And this time I want to know, what fraction did he give away? So Adam was hanging out with his friends. He opened a pack of Starbursts, and his friends were all greedy. Like, can I have one? Can I have one? Can I have one? Can I have one? So he shared. He was nice. He ended up giving away 3. So shade in 3. And tell me, what is the fraction for what he gave away? Remember, what is shaded is the top number. The bottom number is how many total. He gave 3 away out of 6. When you're looking at this picture, do you see anything else? Anything kind of like, well, I know. He gave 3 away and he still has 3. How much is that? You're saying the word half? Ding, 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 you're right. We're going to go into next week learning all about equivalent fractions and how some fractions have 2 names. 3/6 is exactly the same as 1/2. Great job if you saw that. All right, I'm going to end there. You guys have work to do. Good luck. Message me if you need anything. Thanks, bye.